In a modern society, people read daily in almost everywhere, so we don't often think about how much is hidden in a simple process of reading. Just imagine our brain associates images, in this case letters and words, with physical objects and really abstract things. It can learn, memorize, analyze, and change our behavior because of the extracted data without even our control. And when I say texts, I'm talking not only about books, it's also your feed on social media, it's the content you search, it's advertising you see. And it would be really unreasonable to assume that the content you consume doesn't affect your subconsciousness and your whole life. Our brain has a huge neural network inside. Just imagine plenty of small nodes and neurons which are fully connected. These connections allow them to exchange signals which bring some information and have different strength. So the stronger signal provides the better connection and hence the better implementation of the skill it's responsible for. The neural network in our head allows us to predict lots of things, choose right people, study, perceive and process information, and generally perform better in life. According to this book, all of this is called cognitive abilities. Training your brain improves cognitive abilities and therefore the quality of your life. To better understand why the neural network in our head is freaking cool, let's imagine that you're on the street. You are standing out there, the sun is shining, it's a nice summer day. Suddenly, on the other end of the street, you see a nice girl. You can't see her properly, but you're 100% sure that this is a pretty young lady. But when she comes closer, you realize that this is a middle-aged tubby man with a bottle of beer in his hand. What went wrong? The neural network in your head is probably really bad trained. Normally, our brains learns how to predict an object by its shape with a really good accuracy throughout many attempts. When we are young, these connections between neurons form really actively. This is why children always explore the world, try things, they are curious. But firstly, they need to learn how to stand, then walk. It doesn't happen in a moment exactly because their neurons are being trained and it takes time. Later, some of the trained connections get weaker because we don't use them, it's like a muscle. And generally, grown-ups have much less new connections because they rarely experience something new. So my point is that reading is obviously of vital importance for us because it keeps our brain fit, it supports old connections and creates new ones. So here I prepared 5 reasons for you to instill a habit of reading. Brain stimulation. This is one of the most obvious reasons to read because it keeps our mind sharp and fit. It also supports neural connections responsible for plenty of things, from visual perception to memory storage. Each book becomes a puzzle our mind races to solve. It learns how to follow the lead of author, how to notice details, argue and agree. A book itself is transformed experience of someone's, so our mind digging through it gets stronger. Improving your verbal abilities. We don't think about it very often, but we read silently, right? So our brain doesn't need words even to be pronounced to get their meaning because it has a direct access to it. And it's quite obvious that reading helps us to structuralize our thoughts and speech, so well-read people are better in any kind of discussion because they are good at presenting their position and arguments. Reading helps you understand yourself. Once I had a really tough period of life and reading helped me a lot. All your events, feelings and emotions in life, they are not unique. Someone experienced it in the past and probably put it in the book. So you just need to dig through it, ask right questions and get some leads. It's not direct instructions of some kind, it's just leads, but I guess it's something you can use and make your life a little bit better. Besides, reading can help you to shape your own identity and system of values, because when you read, you need to choose the right side, judge characters and their choices. Reading keeps you grounded. We are really limited creatures, and reading one of the best tools to expand our horizons and take a look from different perspective. And I guess it's a true miracle that we learn how to pass knowledge through reading, because human beings read only about 5,400 years. It's like a blink of an eye comparing to the whole history of humanity. And finally, reading enhances your creativity. Reading fiction, for example, is a really good way to get more creative, because when you read it, you inevitably model all these visual components like characters, events, some details. You choose colors, you choose shapes, so you use your imagination a lot in this time. And on the other hand, you dive into the flow and the whole style of the author, so you can shape your own writing style and become a better writer than you are now. So I believe that reading has to be a non-negotiable habit for anyone who wants to grow as a person in life. A reading could be anything, like a mentor when you study, a guide when you're lost, or even an opponent when you disagree. And let's share down below in comments top 5 books you would recommend others to read, so anyone could pick something new and valuable for themselves. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you hit the like button and subscribe my channel. See you in the next video.